Just letting everyone know that, yeah, I know the audio doesn't sound all that great. I was testing out a new thing, trying out a new thing. It didn't work out. I revert back in the next part. Let's go back to the video. Go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another part of the Red Embrace Hollywood LP. Right now, we are deciding where to go. Previously, we went to... where did we go? We went to talk with Randall, because we hadn't actually done that, like, outside of the story. So now I'm just trying to figure out where to go next. If there's anything new that's going to be shown. I think I might go to Marcus first, because we're supposed to be meeting the Golgotha Master soon. Soonish, I guess, probably. So I want to see if we can ask him. I don't know if we can or can't. We'll see. Or if there's anything new. I decided to stop by Blood and Roses to check if Marcus was around. He probably had some interesting insights to offer, as usual. Oh, whoa. Oh, I was expecting this. I found Marcus in front of a large floor mannequin, shuffling his feet in some kind of strange movement. When I stepped closer, he came to a stop, swerving around to face me. Swiveling? Swerving? Whoa. Whoa, that was my voice. Look at him. Look at his face. I love this pose and this face together. They're so good. Ah, Antonio. It seems you caught me practicing the salsa with my partner. My evening exercise. Okay. Or I could be your partner instead. I'm a little softer than plastic. Or, oh, sorry, should I leave? Or, I didn't know you were a dancer. I really like that I could be your partner instead. A little softer than plastic. So, I'm gonna do it. Whatever. But that's just it. What if I should drop you? No, better not to take the risk. Well, is there anything I can do for you, brother? My ears are at your disposal. Something happened recently? Wait, can we actually ask him about it? Aww. Oh! So we can't, we have other things. I wish there was a better way to, like, figure out when we have something new, on this screen. Okay, let's have questions. We have questions! Yay! Should we go down the line? Yeah, we're gonna go down the line. What do you think of vampires in pop culture? They baffle me. Why would anyone believe that a century-old creature could be deceived so easily by humans, or even operate on normal human logic? There are indeed such foolish vampires, but they aren't the norm by any means. If they were, why, we'd be a dying race instead of a dead one. Marcus sounded slightly miffed, adjusting his sunglasses with a beaver's sigh. How did you know my name even though I wasn't supposed to be turned? Isn't that like his power thing? I want to see. Because sooner or later I learned the name of everyone in Hollywood. Somebody said it, but I couldn't tell you who. Marcus gave me a simple shrug, like that was all he had to say on the matter. I love the eyebrow. What are your thoughts on religion? Aggressively long-winded, although they boil down to something quite simple. Are you sure you wish to hear them? I would like to, yes, or on second thought, maybe not. I would like to, yes. Very well. Clearing his throat intently, Marcus leaned in closer. Okay. Let me begin bluntly. Almost all modern Judo-Christian, I forget how to say that name, whatever. Christian ideals are despicable to me. By gathering all our natural instincts and giving them the stain of sin or ungodliness, they go against life itself. using our natures against us to control how we think and act. Many people bear a grudge against this life, the suffering and the pain it brings them. The thought of an afterlife is an escape, a middle finger held up to the world, completely depriving it of any lasting value, for we are always willing to deceive ourselves, assuming the deception pleases us or softens our misery. Buddhism, at least, is honest in its selfish desire to escape suffering, yet without the constant threat of suffering, I could never know true delight. He let us soft huff as if the very idea affronted him. And those who are pagans, Wiccans, devil worshippers, or people who pray to a hole in the ground, why, they're all the same to me. Every human has a soul, and that soul always seeks expression, validation. It wants to be heard by something, and it wants to be indulged in innate desires for power, no matter how subtle and buried it is. Religion can provide that means, and so can many other things. Such as, or are you an atheist then? Okay, such as celebrity worship, creating art, self-sacrifice, murder. They're all branches from one root, the soul expressing its power or a longing for it. Self-sacrifice in particular, for what is the greatest expression of power if not, I am so important my pain can save others? Marcus shook his head, a distant smile drifting across his lips. Over time, I've come only to worship myself as a god. Oh. Not as everyone's true god, but as the god of my world, my interpretations of what I see and sense. I believe everybody can become their own god. Indeed, that's what we ultimately desire, but we cannot, or dare not, think of it in such a way. It's a heavy burden. After all, a god can blame nobody but itself for its own suffering. It cannot say, my pain is your fault, or shake its puny fist up at the sky. It has no excuse for dwelling in self-pity, and it must bear responsibility for every misfortune. But in exchange for bearing the infinite weight of the world, all of the world becomes yours. How do you become your own god? Or, this all seems a little self-important to me, or, it's hard for you to believe in anything except facts and science. How do you become your own god? A god only becomes a god when people believe in it, just like any idea. If enough minds support it, it transforms into truth. But a god also only needs one ultimate believer to become a god. If you are that believer, that's all you'll ever need. Believing in oneself is the apocalypse, the antichrist for any religion, what they fear the most. For when people realize their own infinite capabilities, religion loses all its power. That's why pure selfishness has become heresy. As Marcus slowly trailed off into silence, his tone grew unexpectedly dark. Most of his words had sounded optimistic, and yet now, his expression seemed almost hopeless. Well, speaking of beliefs, I do believe that's enough rambling for today. Rarely do I express my philosophies to anybody, so they're all rather jumbled in my head. Perhaps I ought to write a book sometime. He straightens up again, although a wistful hint still lingers in his eyes. Let's move on, shall we? Offer me a fresh seed. Have you turned other vampires before? Oh, many. Until the fairly recent past, I turned most anybody who asked me. I firmly believe every soul cognizance of itself must take responsibility for its own actions. If one knows all the conditions of vampirism, yet still wishes to be turned, I saw it as my role to fulfill that wish. What made you stop doing it? Or, but why? It's a curse. You shouldn't hand it out like candy. What made you stop doing it? Did something happen, Marcus? Marcus! There was one powerful clawing reason that I could no longer ignore. I was getting too many postcards from my progeny. Ooh. I guess that's a good reason as any, or that can actually be it. I guess that's as a good reason as any. Oh, I don't know! Because I can't trust him. He told me not to trust him too. Fuck! I keep forgetting that, like, you can't trust everybody. I'm like, oh, god damn it. That can't actually be it. And why not? I certainly have no moral hang-ups about turning individuals who plead for it. Not only are their mistakes none of my affair, but beyond those concerns. If one desires self-destruction, even secretly, then sooner or later, it will always surface. His smile seemed a little darker than normal. Okay. About something else? I think that's it. Something happened. Okay, I think that's all for now. Thanks for indulging me. Very well. We'll see each other again soon, I'm sure. I wasn't expecting that mannequin. Leaving Marcus's shop, I returned to the dark streets. Let's go, Heath. I headed for Saturnalia, wondering if Heath would be around tonight. Oh yeah, there's a chance that he might not be there. Whoop. He might be the one that's not there today. Inside, the bar was calm and fairly quiet, with only a few vampires lounging around. I glanced around for Heath, but I didn't spot him anywhere. Maybe he'd stepped out for a while. Chat with the patrons! Let's see, chat with the patrons. I began to roam around the bar and drifted to conversations, mingling with the various vampire patrons. Tonight's crowd seemed to be mostly Golgotha, and they treated me with a mixture of interest and suspicion whenever I approached. This is a clan that I actually house. This is the house I haven't been able to, like, interact with. So let's see. I decided to do my best to charm them, casually speak up now and then, saying whatever came to mind, stay mostly quiet, just listen to the discussions, or make snarky comments and provoke them whenever possible. I don't know how to approach the Golgotha, because again, I haven't been able to, like, interact with them that much. You know what, casually speak up now and then, saying whatever came to mind. As I was moving between groups, I offered occasional passing comments, not forcing conversations unless I had something to say. Their reactions to me were lukewarm, but I still received some curious glances and friendly marks in return. Yeah. And honestly, the sumo wrestler was amazing. It was like biting into mochi or pizza dough or something, so soft and squishy. That's disgusting, Paulson. You need professional help. As I drifted by the last group of Golgotha in the corner, I heard them engage in a passionate argument. Hey you, with the dark hair! Oh? One of them suddenly raised their voice, snapping her fingers and pointing at me. Me? You're going to be the tiebreaker, okay? Huh? Quick, what's the best body type to feed from? I want them to have meat on their bones, much softer. Or I enjoy thin lethal ones, not so much flesh to bite through. Or actually I like the muscular types because their veins really pop. Or it really doesn't matter to me as long as they're clean. Or I don't like feeding off humans in general. I shouldn't be like, I don't feed off humans because that's not true. Does he have a type? I'm like muscular types because it's a Randall route. He's muscular. I don't know what to choose from this. I don't know why I'm thinking about this for so long. The first one really calls to me though, to be honest. You know what? I want them to have meat on their bones, much softer. Yeah? See? I'll leave the chubby ones to you then, goddamn Philistines. They start grumbling at each other again, apparently forgetting my existence. Okay. And with that, I'd more or less passed by every group that seemed interested in tonight's flock of patrons. Alright. I wonder if that would have been... If I didn't do a tiebreaker, it would have gotten longer. I wonder if that made me more vampiric, though. I left the bar's quiet ambiance, returning to the street. Time had passed quickly and the night was already almost over. Time to head back. It had been a fairly quiet night, at least in contrast to my earlier adventures. Though I had a feeling that reprieve wouldn't last. When I returned to the hotel, I expected Charisse to be in the meeting room, like before. Instead, the clerk at the front desk handed me a note when I walked in. Apparently, Charisse was out of town again. I settled down on my bed and pulled the note out of its pristine envelope, scanning over it. Antonio. I received a call from Miss Alyosha earlier. Excellent work. Enclosed is a token of my gratitude, expressed in dead presidents. Oh, money. Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, that sentence really confused. Those words really confused me. I turned the envelope upside down and out fell a bundle of bills. A shocking large amount of money, too. Your next task will be ready soon. Keep up the admirable performance, and one day you might end up at my as my right-hand man. As a final word of warning, oh god, there's been another murder. Great! The mutilation was identical to the body you found in the sewers, except instead of an Iskari agent, the victim was a Golgotha. Great. Be on your toes, Antonio. We do not know where they will strike next. I look forward to our next meeting. Charisse. Well, at least I hadn't immediately been thrown another errand, which meant I had some time to do as I pleased. Maybe Randall would pay me a visit tomorrow, or else I could explore the invitation I've gotten from Zhang. The more I thought about it, the more curiosity and caution pulled me to the opposite direction. Meeting with the Golgotha leader wasn't a bad idea in theory. He might have useful information. I just wasn't sure what to expect. Someone who lived in a graveyard had to have some unique taste, to say the least. With those last uncertain thoughts circling in my mind, I let sleep take me for another night. Ring, ring. My deathly nap was cut short by the phone nearby. I lurched upright and reached out for the receiver, holding it to my ear. Hello? Hello? Hey! Oh, it's Randall. Antonio, is that you? Randall, this is a surprise. How'd you get the hotel to connect you? Or, wow, I didn't think you'd be up this early in the night. How did you get the hotel to connect you? Well, I guess you could say my Marcus impression got in really well. Whoa! Well, I guess you could say my Marcus impression got in pretty good. Just have to tune into my inner Southern Baptist. And it's a piece of cake. Cool. But they're probably wiretapping this call right now, so I'm not going to talk about all the filthy things we did the other night, even though Charisse probably likes to hear that. Randall! Randall let out a sudden roar of laughter that nearly deafened me and probably scared the pants off of any silent eavesdroppers. Anyway, rise and shine, kid. Sorry if I woke you up. How do you feel about coming out to help me with something tonight? Good chance for you to get out from that prison hotel. Of course, just say the word and I'll be there. Or, well, what did you have in mind exactly? We can't talk about this over the phone, so of course, just say the word and I'll be there. That's what I like to hear. I knew I could count on you, kid. I could almost envision the proud grin spreading across his face. Truth is, some vampire hunters had been sniffing around not far from the beach. Uh-oh. But they're different guys from the photo group earlier, probably part of the group that's been harassing us for the past few weeks. His tone grew more serious and slightly longer, hesitant pauses separating his words. Normally they're not a problem, but they're getting smarter, hunting us down individually instead of as a group, getting better rifles and equipment. We've had some injuries, and some losses. Uh-oh. Randall briefly went silent. When he spoke again, his voice had regained its firm confidence. So tonight we need to scare them off as good as we can, and make sure they won't pose a problem for us anymore. Good opportunity for you to see with your own eyes what we're up against, and Queen Bee shouldn't mind, since hunters are out to get all of us. Alright, I'm ready. Where should I meet you? Or okay, I guess, or should I bring a shotgun? Wait, I don't have a shotgun. Alright, I'm ready. Where should I meet you? Damn, with that kind of attitude, you deserve a promotion. I should write you a recommendation letter for Charisse. Randall let out a gravelly chuckle that rasped into my ear. Alright, meet me at the beach as soon as you can. Oh, and Antonio? Maybe don't wear your nice shoes. You never know how things will end up. After we said our goodbyes, I quickly threw on my clothes and hurried outside, wondering just what to expect. I was finally going to get to see these hunters he had mentioned a while back. I wonder if they are anything like the vampire hunters I've seen in movies. A short taxi ride later, I arrived at the Santa Monica beach. As I plopped through the sand to Randall's beach house, I noticed a small group gathering outside it. There was no mistaking the eye-catching figure and the adoring crowd around him. Randall! There you are, newbie. Glad you decided to turn up. When I wandered up to Randall's side, he reached out to squeeze my shoulder, letting his large palm rest there for a few moments. Hey, it's Antonio! Aw man, Randall, you didn't tell us we could bring a date. The other member of our playfully called out, apparently in high spirits. They all looked lightly armed, a few with pistols, some with knives. Maybe they preferred hand-to-hand combat. Date? Who said anything about dates? I'm only bringing Antonio along because I think he'll make the hunters stare and drool for a while. Give us a chance to lay an ambush. Thanks, Randall. Now I just feel exploited. Or, what if you end up staring and drooling, Or, excuse me, what exactly are you trying to say? Or, I'd be happy to help. I'm tempted to say, what if you end up staring and drooling, Oh no! Okay, hold on. I'm gonna move the mic. Oh fuck! I didn't mean to move it that much, Jesus Christ! What if you end up staring and drooling, Oh my god. Well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it, okay? Laughter and a few pretend boos came from the rest of the group as Randall offered a teasing reply. They still seemed unsure what to make of me, but no one made any aggressive comments. Alright, listen up. Our scouts earlier said that they saw the hunters back in the city, not too far from the pier. We should be fine as long as nobody gets caught out. But those fuckers seem to know exactly when we're gonna show up, and a bullet to the heart isn't something you can just laugh off. When Randall addressed us with more serious, intense gaze, the group quickly grew quiet. I could see a number of them shifting from foot to foot, fingers clenching into fists. We're gonna split up and try to flank them. You guys will go ahead and let the hunters trail you through the streets, while me and Antonio follow from behind. His voice was low, but so confident and determined that no one even batted an eye when he mentioned me as his partner of choice. If everything goes according to plan, we'll trap him in an alley and deal with him there, and no innocent witnesses will get in the way. We've got to put an end to all this shit tonight, so for all your clanmates' sakes, don't do anything stupid. Everyone got it? Yeah, let's go! Get him! Come on, let's get him! Hell yeah, what are you waiting for? As the group quickly worked back into an eager, loud fervor, rustling with excitement to turn the hunters into prey, Randall glanced down at me, his brow knitting slightly. What's up, boy? You ready for this, newbie? I was boy ready, except not a big-ass coward. I called you down because I knew you could handle it. I'd like to believe people are a lot stronger than they think they are. Randall, I was born ready, let's go! Or, I'm a little nervous, but I trust you, or maybe I should bring a weapon, or I don't know. There's a lot of room for things to go wrong. I'm a little nervous, but I trust you. Yeah, well, I hope you trust yourself too. Here you are, making me like second guess everything. I shouldn't trust you, fuck! Marcus! I didn't take your advice! I fucked up! If you don't, then you'd better learn soon. Oh my god. Alright everyone. Let's show this... that word. Wow, okay. This is a mature Let's Play. There's a warning at the front. Remember that. Let's show those cocksuckers that you don't fuck with Mavar. And with the last rallying cry, we left the beach for Santa Monica streets. Randall and I stayed behind, letting the rest of the group go ahead. We could track their steps afterwards. Ooh. After a few minutes had passed, we began to cautiously follow them. At Randall's request, I kept a careful watch for anyone on the streets who looked suspicious. Of course, considering all the unusual types out at 1 a.m. in Santa Monica, it wasn't a particularly easy task. When we rounded a corner, Randall suddenly tensed beside me, his eyes narrowing into slits. Curious, I followed his gaze to the other side of the street, where a quiet, oddly dressed group was briskly walking along. Their large, loose jackets definitely weren't just a bad fashion trend. I had a feeling they were hiding weapons under there. There they are. Keep walking, don't lose sight of them. He mutters softly, his eyes full of sharp focus, like a wild animal weary of an attack. They're probably following the others, or what if they're just a bunch of kids going to a D&D session? What if, though? But I can't believe I'm doing this. I trust him. They're probably following the others. Yeah, they're moving fast, not just lofting around. I caught a hint of worry in his low whisper. We trailed the humans along the road, keeping enough of a distance to not attract their attention. Luckily, the streets were still with people wandering around, so we weren't entirely alone. If everything was going according to plan, Randall's clanmates were leading us to a good ambush spot. Uh-oh. Just then one of the humans glanced over his shoulder, straight at Randall and me. Without warning, Randall suddenly reached out to grab my hand. His bandaged palm pressed against mine, and he wrapped his large calloused fingers around my own. Hold on silently or squeeze his hand. Squeeze his hand. Randall shot me a surprised look when I gently squeezed our hands together. Well, this was his idea. He couldn't blame me for making the most of it. For a tense few moments, the hunter's eyes seemed to stare right through us. He had to have guessed. We definitely looked suspicious, especially since Randall didn't exactly blend into his surroundings. But finally, after what felt like forever, the hunter's gaze shifted to someone else on the street. The group kept walking instead of turning around to blow our brains out, which was probably a good sign. Randall let out a long, relieved exhale by my side. Rather than releasing my hand, though, he kept his grip tight, pulling me along a little faster. You think he didn't figure us out, or... So what are we gonna do? Oh, hold on. So what are we going to name the baby? Or are you going to let go of my hand now? No, phone, husha. I wanna clear the air. So, what are we going to name the baby? Huh? Little bloodsucker. Kinda has a ring to it, don't you think? We'll pull the others on it later. For now, let's keep going. Aw. Did I lift his spirits? I hope I did. Hurrying down the street, we followed the hunters into a wide alley. Was this the ambush point? What if it's the ambush point for us? I didn't catch the scent of Randall's clanmates down the road, so they must have turned off somewhere. Fuck. Maybe the Mavar took a shortcut, or else the hunters had lost them. Oh my god, I'm nervous! When we were halfway down the alley, the human group disappeared around a corner. Randall. The next second, Randall stopped dead in his tracks. Randall. Oh god. Fuck. Randall! I got a real bad feeling all of a sudden. He paused, closing his eyes. It seemed like he was visibly straining his senses, as if to smell or hear or detect something in the distance. Maybe we should turn back, or We have to keep going. We might not reach them in time, or something does seem a little wrong, or what is it, boy? Something does seem a little wrong. Shit, Antonio, come here. What's happening? Without warning, Randall grabbed me by the wrist, pulling me into a tiny opening off of the alley. Say nothing. Hey, what are you doing? Or, you know what? Say nothing. Without struggling, I let Randall tug me around the corner. Oh my god! CG with us in it! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Quiet. His arm squeezed around me, pulling me closely against his chest. A few moments later... Down this way, quick! They followed us, I knew it. I saw them coming this way. Light footsteps quickly approached us from around the corner, along with hushed voices. Oh my god, this CG! Look at his face! Look at his face! Look at both of their faces! I love them! I could smell humans. The hunters. They were getting closer. Oh my god! The expressions change! Please, bitch! Oh my god! I'm okay, I'm fine. Our hiding spot could barely fit one person, let alone two. But Randall clutched me tightly enough that we managed to squeeze in. He didn't breathe, and I heard no heartbeat in his chest, but every muscle in his body felt tense to its limit. Damn it. I know they were just here. Well, where the fuck are they then? On the rooftops? No, they must be hiding. Their footsteps grew closer, slow and cautious. I couldn't tell how many there were, but it sounded like more than two were headed for us. Silently, Randall reached for the back of his belt. He pulled out a knife, the same knife I'd returned to him during our first meeting. His fingers grasped my wrist, and he nudged the knife handle against my palm, as if coaxing me to take it. Fucker, bitch, oh my god. Take the knife, refuse it. Fuck! He's giving it to me! If we fight right now, silently, in this corner, we'll both die. I'll take the knife. He was offering me his beloved knife to protect myself. I couldn't just refuse it, so I tucked it inside my own belt. If someone came around the corner, we could lash out together and make an escape. And Randall was a Mavar, so he probably preferred fighting with his fists. I am just a lowly Askari. Oh my god, my chest. My heart is going something else. Hey! Hey, over here! Who's yelling? Right outside our hiding spot, a voice hissed out. Less than 10 feet away. Footsteps getting closer. The scent of humans, of anger, right beside us. Wait! They went down! Over here! The garage! Quick! The garage. As the cry echoed through the alley, time seemed to grind to a standstill. Neither Randall nor I moved a single muscle. I could still sense the hunter beside us, listening, hesitating. Fuck. Ah, shit. I'm coming! Holy shit! Oh my god! Until finally the footsteps turned, dashing off into the alley. Oh my god, Randall. We stayed silent, waiting for them to disappear. There was a distant crash, a metal scraping sound. And then nothing. Damn it! Those dumbasses didn't stick to the plan. Randall! Randall let out a abrupt hiss, releasing me from his grip and darting around the corner. What do you mean? I followed him quickly, not wanting to be left behind with hunters prowling around. It sounded like they went into the garage instead, so we're gonna have to go down too. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Wait, what if it's a trap? Oh god, fucking Jesus Christ. Wait, what if it's a trap? Then we're taking our chances. Then we're just gonna have to be extra fucking careful. Got it. Got it. We don't leave each other behind. He paused, staring into space as something I couldn't see, but only for a split second. Right, let's go. Rescue mission, probably, maybe. The next moment, Randall turned and bolted for the nearby parking garage. As I followed him closely, I heard the distant sound of shouting and gunfire echoing somewhere deep inside. 1 level, 2, 3. The voices grew louder. But by the time we arrived, the fight was already over. Oh my god. Who won? Empty shells and bloodstains were scattered on the concrete, forming a picture of what happened just minutes ago. My heart is hurting. I'm feeling things. No one seemed to be seriously hurt, save for a few small injuries that were mending fast. Oh my god. Oh my god. Only one Mavar was slumped against the wall. Gunshot wounds opened like potholes in her body. But they seemed to be slowly healing, and judging from her groans, she was still alive. Thank the Lord. As for the hunters, a few of them lay motionless on the ground, face down. Judging from the shrieking in the distance, the rest had fled, or were being chased off. But one hunter was still alive, struggling under the foot of a familiar vampire. Jack. Just let me go, please. I'll give it all up, I promise. I'll never come near you again. He panted heavily, his fingers scraping against the concrete floor as Jack kept him pinned down. No, he's a lying piece of shit. The wounded Mavar against the wall suddenly screamed out, pointing an accusing finger at the hunter. Every time we fucking play catch and release, they always come back to kill us. Fuck, I've lost friends to those fucking worthless blood bags. I don't care if they're humans, they should all just die. Oh my god. Randall. Antonio, don't look at me for decisions! Randall suddenly turned to me. The look in his eyes was intensely serious, and yet somehow also strangely detached. You saw what happened, and heard what he said. I want you to tell me something. What do you think he deserves? Let's turn him. Just let him go. Oh my god! Oh no, I don't know how to do this. I don't want to kill anyone! I don't want anyone to be killed after this. I don't want to turn him against my will either. Just let him go. The hunter's eyes flew wide, at once full of relief and lingering terror. Randall seemed to hesitate for a moment. His gaze flickered between me and the hunter, and briefly the injured Mavar. And soon he gave a small nod to Jack, who slowly lifted his boot off the hunter. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I heard some of the Mavar muttering disapproval, but no one seemed ready to loudly object. Randall. Now, before you get your pathetic ass far, far away from the city, I want you to tell me something. How the fuck has your group been figuring out our locations? Make sure you tell me the whole truth, or else you're not gonna like what I have waiting for you. Yes. The hunter instantly nodded his head, his arms curling protectively around himself. It was the other vampires. Oh my god, which ones? Jesus! They gave us tips about you. The other houses. All the other houses? They kept telling us where to find you, what your routines are, your relationships. Some of them even gave us weapons. As soon as he spoke, shock murmured and infuriated growls spread through this group. Randall stared at the hunter with a I can't read! I'm so emotional, I'm so dead. Randall stared at the hunter with a cold, piercing gaze, as if trying to peel back his words to expose any lies. But it seemed like he didn't find any. Ugh! With a sudden growl, Randall venomously kicked a nearby empty bottle, sending it crashing into the wall. He looked completely furious. The angriest I'd ever seen him. Go. Randall muttered a single word to the hunter, who jolted like he'd been struck. Then, hastily nodding, the man dashed forward, eagerly putting distance between him and the snarling Mavar surrounding him. But when he passed by my side, he stopped for a moment to stare wide-eyed at me. Thank you so much. Staring his words out tearfully, he gazed at me with the most grateful look I'd ever seen. He knew I held his life in my hands, but I'd given it back. Get the fuck out of here already! Someone kicked their boot into his rear, sending him stumbling forward. Bye, dude. Take care of yourself. Don't come back. He bolted out as fast as he could, and the frantic echoing of his footsteps soon faded into silence. Oh, Randall. I'm saying his name a lot. I'm feeling things. As the restless, agitated group prepared to leave, Randall slowly turned to me. Part of me wishes we'd killed him. And then I never would have heard what he had to say. Then we'd be in the dark. What if he was lying? I can't believe the other houses are sending hunters to you. He couldn't be lying because he was like... His life was in my hands, and he was genuinely terrified, I think. Genuinely terrified. Unless it's like a specific group from each house that's doing this, that's going against Charisse and like Randall and whatever. What if he was lying? What if he was lying? I don't know. He muttered under his breath, glancing to the direction of the hunter had gone. It's easier to believe than I thought it would be. Oh, Randall. Making me feel things. Shit. With those last words, Randall left my side to check on the others, making sure no one else in the group was still hurt. Together we all left the garage, funneling back outside. The somber mood finally started to lift a little, with jokes floating around here and there, but everyone still seemed slightly shaken. I'm gonna have to pick a side soon. When we reached the alley, Randall told the others to go ahead, saying he wanted to speak with me privately for a moment. Before long, it was just the two of us standing on the empty, silent asphalt. Antonio. What is this music? What's happening? We're having serious talk time? After hesitating briefly, Randall reached out a hand, placing his bandaged palm on my shoulder with a tight squeeze. I hope you're not too mad at me for asking you to come. I knew things could get rough, and I thought it'd be a good experience for you, but maybe it went too far. He offered me a faint, apologetic smile, shaking his head. All the hunters we've dealt with in the past never gave us much of a problem. Usually just morons from some half-Christian cult with sawed-off shotguns, thinking they're the modern-day Knights Templar. But these guys... If they're really just sent by the other houses, then it's just another reason why we'd have to end this war. This whole situation is only gonna get worse until the infighting stops. So maybe tonight helped toughen you up for the future. Where will things go next, or I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Doesn't matter if I'm not cut out for this or not. I'm in it! I'm in it! Where will things go next? Yeah, that's $1 million question, isn't it? I wish I had an answer for you. All I can say is, I don't see it calming down anytime soon. Randall let his gaze fall to the ground, dragged down by some brooding thought. But soon he heaved a huge sigh, glancing back to me with a smile weakly tugging at his lips. His hand lifted from my shoulder to gently ruffle my hair, and a trace of the usual sparkle returned to his eyes. Well, listen, don't let it get you down too much. None of our guys were lost tonight anyway. That's how it is. Looking at the bright side. And hey, we made a close escape with the hiding place, just like something out of a movie, huh? It was pretty neat, I'll admit. You're a good co-star, or like one of those cheesy romance scenes. Or, if this is all a movie, I'd like to tell the director he's a shitbag, or why did you hide instead of fighting them? Like one of those cheesy romance scenes. I really like this one. Phew. Glad this sexual tension wasn't just one-sided. Sometimes I glad my blood flow isn't like a normal guy's. Oh, dude! His smile widened, taking on a sly, roguish edge. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here before any more hunters come, and you should head back somewhere safe too. But I hope I could catch you soon, Antonio. Real soon. Next time maybe we should go back to drinking, or you know where to find me, or I do too. I can't wait to see you again. I do too. Can't wait to see you again. And it's mutual. You're really something else, but whatever you are, I like it. Go on now, and don't talk to any strangers on the way home. I won't. I'll try not to, but some strangers just talk to me anyway. We parted like usual, although a certain weight still hung in the air as I left. Oh, something's going on. As I grabbed a taxi to the ride to the hotel, the tension and energy of the night slowly dissipated, leaving me exhausted. I didn't fully understand how my new body worked, but it seemed to get drained just like a human's did. Maybe because human blood ran through my veins. I curled up that night with the images of Randall in the garage still drifting through my head. And the look in that hunter's eyes. I wonder if I'd made the right choice. Shit. Having me second guess myself game? How dare! Okay. I'm gonna stop here. Thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you in the next part. If you want to play the game, links will be in the description. If you want to support the devs via Patreon, that's also in the description. Make sure to watch the other videos if you haven't watched the other videos. Why did you finish this video if you haven't watched the other videos? The playlist is right in the information beat. Also maybe in the description if I remember to put it. Maybe I won't. See you guys next part. Bye! Oh god, did I get... Wow, I've moved into the middle. Character growth? Maybe? I'm still diplomatic. I'm more human-like though. I guess from all the choices I've been making. God dang. Oh my god. I hurt all over. That was a good story bit. Yeah. Keep it up, devs.